Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that someone secretly controls thousands of your financial decisions every year, not through force, not through hacking, but by understanding your brain better than you do. Every click, every discount, every late-night purchase may feel like your own choice. But what if many of those decisions were designed long before you made them? Every year, consumers spend trillions of dollars worldwide, while inflation and rising prices play a role. Another force quietly shapes where that money goes. Behavioral psychologists, marketers, and economists have spent decades studying how people make decisions. Their findings have become the foundation of modern advertising, retail, and digital commerce. The surprising part is that most overspending isn't caused by poor math. It's caused by ancient instincts that once helped humans survive. Thousands of years ago, finding food, shelter, or valuable resources meant acting quickly because tomorrow was never guaranteed. Those survival instincts still exist today, even though the world has completely changed. Your brain evolved to reward immediate action. Waiting often meant missing an opportunity to eat or stay alive. Today, that same reward system reacts to online sales, limited offers, and luxury products, almost as if your survival depends on buying them. Your instincts haven't caught up with modern capitalism. Scientists call this present bias. People naturally value immediate rewards more than larger future benefits. That's why buying a new phone today often feels more exciting than saving for retirement decades from now, even when logic clearly favors the long-term decision. Researchers have repeatedly found that people struggle to delay gratification. One famous experiment showed that children who resisted an immediate reward often achieved better long-term outcomes later in life. While the findings have been debated and refined over time, the experiment highlighted an important truth. Self-control plays a powerful role in financial behavior. Companies understand this weakness remarkably well. Their goal isn't simply to sell products. Their goal is to reduce the time between desire and purchase. Every extra second you spend thinking increases the chance you'll decide not to buy. So businesses work hard to eliminate that pause. That's why one-click purchasing, digital wallets, saved payment methods, and same-day delivery became billion-dollar innovations. They don't just make shopping easier. They remove friction. And when friction disappears, spending often increases, without people even realizing it. But convenience alone doesn't explain why buying something new feels genuinely exciting. For that, we have to look inside the brain itself, where a tiny chemical messenger influences many of our everyday decisions. Dopamine is often called the feel-good chemical, but that's only part of the story. Neuroscientists now understand that dopamine is closely linked to motivation and anticipation. In many situations, your brain releases dopamine before you receive the reward, not after. That's why waiting for a package sometimes feels almost as exciting as opening it. The countdown, the shipping updates, and the delivery notification all keep your reward system active. Shopping becomes entertainment long before the product even arrives. Social media makes this even stronger. Influencers showcase new gadgets, fashion, luxury vacations, and expensive lifestyles every day. Each image creates desire, comparison, and anticipation. Even if you never intended to buy anything, your brain quietly starts building new wants. Psychologists refer to this as cue-driven behavior. A simple visual reminder can trigger cravings even when there was no original intention to spend. That's why advertisements appear while watching videos, scrolling social media, reading news, or even checking the weather. Every notification saying only 2 left, every flashing discount, and every recommendation saying customers also bought is carefully designed to activate predictable, psychological responses. You're not simply shopping anymore. You're participating in a system built around influencing human behavior. And this is only the beginning. Because once companies understand how your brain responds to rewards, the next step is making every discount feel impossible to ignore. That's where one of the oldest psychological tricks in retail begins. Sale signs, supermarket discounts, Black Friday shopping, price tags, shopping carts, retail shelves, outlet mall, bargain hunters, discount labels, consumer crowds. Walk into almost any store and you'll see red price tags, giant percentage signs, and words like limited time or today's deal. They look like simple promotions, but they're carefully designed psychological triggers. Most people don't ask one important question: would I buy this at full price? Instead, they focus on how much they're supposedly saving. Behavioral economists have found that people don't evaluate prices in isolation. We judge value by comparison. If a jacket costs $200 and is suddenly marked down to $100, our brain celebrates the $100 saved, even if the jacket was never worth $200 in the first place. Retailers know this. That's why many products are introduced with higher reference prices before discounts appear. Whether the original price lasted for months or only a short period, the comparison changes how expensive the final price feels. This is closely connected to one of the most powerful ideas in behavioral economics, the anchoring effect. The first number you see becomes an anchor. Every price after that feels cheaper or more expensive relative to the original number, even when the anchor itself is completely arbitrary. Imagine you're shopping for a coffee machine. One model costs $600. Another costs $300. Suddenly, the $300 option feels reasonable. But if the expensive model never existed, would $300 still feel like a bargain? Restaurants use the same principle. An extremely expensive meal often exists not because many people will order it, but because it makes every other option seem more affordable. Your decision feels logical, yet the comparison was carefully engineered. Now imagine filling your grocery cart. You plan to buy only essentials. 30 minutes later, it's overflowing with snacks, drinks, desserts, and items you never intended to purchase. That isn't simply poor discipline. Supermarkets are designed to encourage exactly that behavior. Notice where the essentials usually are. Milk, eggs, and bread are often placed near the back of the store. To reach them, shoppers walk past hundreds of other products, each creating another opportunity for an impulse purchase. The products at eye level aren't always there by accident either. Manufacturers often pay for premium shelf placement because people naturally notice what's directly in front of them. Children see colorful cereal boxes placed exactly where their eyes land. Even the smell of freshly baked bread serves a purpose. Pleasant scents can encourage people to stay longer inside a store, and the longer customers remain, the more likely they are to spend. Small items near the checkout create one final temptation. Candy, magazines, drinks, batteries, and gift cards are placed within arm's reach while customers wait in line. After making dozens of decisions throughout the trip, mental fatigue makes resisting one last purchase even harder. Physical stores learned these lessons over decades. Online shopping platforms have taken them even further. Instead of rearranging shelves, digital companies rearrange your screen, using data collected from millions of users. Recommendation engines analyze what you viewed, what you clicked, how long you stayed, and what similar customers purchased. The goal isn't simply helping you find products. It's increasing the probability that you'll buy something you never planned to buy. Infinite scrolling removes natural stopping points. Personalized recommendations keep introducing new products. Customer reviews build trust. Free shipping thresholds encourage larger orders. Individually, each feature seems harmless. Together, they create an incredibly effective spending machine. Then comes another powerful force: loss aversion. Researchers have consistently found that people tend to experience the pain of losing more intensely than the pleasure of gaining something of equal value. Businesses use this tendency constantly. When a website says, "Your discount expires in 10 minutes," it frames the situation as a potential loss rather than a possible purchase. Suddenly, walking away feels like giving something up, even though you never owned the discount in the first place. Airline booking sites often display messages like, "Only 3 seats left," or 20 people are viewing this hotel. Whether based on live inventory or marketing design, these alerts increase urgency and reduce the time people spend thinking rationally. The result is simple. You stop asking whether you actually need the purchase. Instead, your attention shifts toward avoiding the feeling of missing out. And that emotional shift changes everything. But perhaps the most powerful spending trigger isn't found in stores at all. It lives inside our relationships, our phones, and the constant comparison with everyone around us. That's where the next chapter begins. A generation ago, you compared your life with neighbors, classmates, or coworkers. Today, you compare it with millions of people. Every time you unlock your phone, luxury vacations, designer clothes, expensive cars, and perfectly staged homes appear in an endless stream. Your brain wasn't built for that level of comparison. Psychologists call this social comparison. We naturally evaluate our success by observing other people. The problem is that social media rarely shows ordinary moments. It highlights the most exciting purchases, biggest achievements, and most luxurious experiences, creating a distorted picture of reality. Even when you know the images are carefully curated, they still influence your expectations. A new phone starts feeling outdated. Last year's fashion seems old. A reliable car suddenly feels embarrassing, not because it changed, but because your reference point changed. This leads directly to fear of missing out, better known as FOMO. It's the uncomfortable feeling that everyone else is experiencing something better, buying something newer, or living a more exciting life while you're being left behind. Marketers rarely need to tell you a product is good. Instead, they show everyone else enjoying it. Suddenly, buying becomes less about the product itself and more about belonging to a group, keeping up with trends, or avoiding the fear of being excluded. Limited edition products take this idea even further. Whether it's sneakers, gaming consoles, or collectible watches, scarcity creates excitement. When supply appears limited, demand often increases because people fear losing the opportunity more than they value the item itself. The same psychology fuels flash sales and exclusive memberships. The product may stay exactly the same, but adding a deadline or restricting access changes how your brain evaluates its importance. Scarcity creates perceived value, even when nothing else changes. Then something interesting happens. As income grows, spending often grows with it. The bigger paycheck that once promised financial freedom slowly disappears into bigger homes, newer cars, premium subscriptions, and more expensive daily habits. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. Instead of increasing savings, people gradually increase their standard of living. Yesterday's luxury becomes today's normal, and tomorrow requires something even bigger to deliver the same feeling of satisfaction. This is one reason why high income doesn't always create wealth. Around the world, many people earning excellent salaries still live paycheck to paycheck because their expenses continue rising alongside their income. Meanwhile, luxury brands have mastered another powerful psychological principle. They rarely compete on functionality alone. Instead, they sell identity, exclusivity, craftsmanship, and status. People aren't only buying a product, they're buying what that product communicates. Consider 2 watches that tell time equally well. One costs $100, the other costs $10,000. The difference isn't simply engineering. It's branding, heritage, scarcity, design, and the emotions attached to ownership. Luxury companies carefully control supply, pricing, and availability because exclusivity increases perceived value. If everyone could easily own the same product, much of its status would disappear overnight. The goal isn't to convince you that luxury is bad. Many premium products offer outstanding quality and craftsmanship. The important question is whether you're buying for genuine value or simply to gain approval from people you'll never actually know. Once status, comparison, and emotion combine, spending can become automatic. But perhaps the most overlooked drain on personal finances isn't a luxury purchase at all. It's the tiny payments that quietly leave your account every single month. Open your bank statement and look at the smallest charges. A streaming service here, a fitness app there, cloud storage, music, software, food delivery memberships. Individually, they seem harmless. Together, they quietly drain hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. This is exactly why subscription businesses have exploded. Instead of asking customers to make one large decision, they ask for a tiny monthly commitment. Once the payment becomes automatic, many people stop noticing it altogether. Behavioral economists call this the set it and forget it problem. Canceling a subscription requires effort, while keeping it requires none. Because humans naturally avoid unnecessary effort, inactive subscriptions often survive for months or even years. Now step back and look at the bigger picture. Every tactic you've seen so far, discounts, urgency, recommendations, subscriptions, and social proof isn't random. They're pieces of a much larger system built to influence human behavior at scale. The world's biggest companies invest billions of dollars studying consumer behavior. They hire psychologists, behavioral economists, neuroscientists, designers, and data scientists to answer one question: how can we make buying feel easier, faster, and more rewarding? Every color, notification, reward badge, checkout button, loyalty program, and recommendation has been tested thousands of times. Small improvements across millions of users can generate enormous increases in revenue. But here's the important part. Understanding these techniques doesn't make you immune. Even psychologists and economists aren't perfectly protected from the same cognitive biases they study. Awareness simply gives you a better chance of slowing down before acting. So how do you spend less without feeling deprived? Start by creating distance between emotion and action. Instead of buying immediately, wait 24 hours before making any non-essential purchase. That simple pause gives your emotional brain time to settle. Remove saved payment methods from shopping apps. The extra minute required to enter your card details introduces friction. Ironically, the same friction companies try to eliminate can become one of your strongest financial defenses. Shop with a written list, especially for groceries. Research consistently shows that shoppers who plan purchases ahead of time are less likely to make unnecessary impulse decisions once they're inside the store. Review every subscription at least once every few months. Ask one simple question: if this service disappeared tomorrow, would I subscribe again today? If the answer is no, you've probably found money hiding in plain sight. Finally, redefine what wealth actually means. Wealth isn't the ability to buy everything you see. It's having enough financial freedom that you don't need to impress anyone. The strongest financial position is often invisible. The next time a countdown timer appears, a flash sale promises huge savings, or a perfectly targeted advertisement convinces you that your life is missing something, remember this: your greatest financial advantage isn't earning more. It's recognizing when someone else is trying to influence your decisions.